Hello everyone, welcome to the show I Talk You Talk on Bonnies ChatRoom. Today we'll be having a different segment because the desserts I have here will be doing the talking. If you're wondering who is behind these amazing things you're seeing in front of me, then stick around. Because today I'm not just sitting with a CEO, but I'm sitting with a creative brain. The brain behind MelKreme. Now let's dig into the dessert, then the story will come afterwards. We have meat pie here. This is so yummy. So we're gonna have a bite. I told you today is a different segment. This is nice. There's a donut here. Amazing. And we also have sandwich. But you know how it is. Time is running. We need to have our guest with us in a short while. Ooh la la. You need to have a taste. I mean, how do you not start up a conversation when your guest shows up with so much flavor? So right now we're going to be exposing our guests. You are welcome to the show.
Hi.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
So let's get to know you.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
So we'd like to know more about you.
Okay. My name is Meli Deigha, and I'm the creative director for MelKreme Donut, a business that does donuts, sandwiches, pastries, and all that.
So how did this business come about? When did it start? How did you start? What was the inspiration?
Anyways, making donuts has been a little hobby from when I was a teenager. It started from my teenagehood when I went to a fast food. We actually had a fast food close to our house, and pepperoni fast foods, and they sold donuts. So whenever I was going to school, I'll just stop by and get donuts. It was one of the cheapest snacks, pastries to get from the restaurant then, so I was always getting it, and from there I just developed a passion. I wanted to know how to make this thing I was going to get all the time, and that's where it just started.
Okay, now I'm aware you do meat pie, you do sandwich, you do donuts, Chapman. Is there any other thing you do?
Well, when I started as a donut brand, but over the years, I decided to add other items on the menu, and so sandwich came along, meat pie also came along, Chapman came along. We're also working on adding waffles and chicken to the menu. And then there's also milkshake as well as coffee, but they're still in the pipeline for now.
Now, in this platform, we normally educate, we entertain, we inform you. So, someone watching will be wondering, okay, donuts, is it easy? So, can you take us from start to scratch how to do donuts?
For all you need to make donuts: flour, sugar, yeast, butter, your egg,
But that's the
and
difficult
your
part,
water.
the yeast.
Well, yeast can actually it can spoil a lot of things if you don't know how to check for an active yeast. So one thing in making donuts, ensure that your yeast is active. If you have yeast at home, always check for the activeness of your yeast before you use it, because if you don't check your yeast, you can do donuts and they would never rise.
I remember once someone did, a cousin of mine visited me and she said she wanted to do donuts, and by the time she put it in the oven, and when we came, we saw something like a ball inside the oven. And she said, "Oh, it's because of the yeast. I didn't measure it." I was like, so why didn't you measure it? So it was funny. So that idea of yeast, I always have this mindset that this can go wrong if it's not properly measured. That's on a lighter note. So now looking at gains, what are the gains in this business? Are there profits? Because we go into business to make profits. Let's not shy away that fact. So are there gains? Are there profits?
Well, as much as I started with passion, I know that I've always I've listened to Pastor Chris saying turn your passion to profit. So oh, don't just be passionate about donuts. You can make money from this thing. And then, well, I started, and there's a lot of profit in the donut market. A lot. You don't need so much to make donuts. You can start with just very little capital. And if you're very consistent, of course, you can build a very profitable brand from it. So it's a profitable business.
So what's the demand? Let's say on a daily basis, do you have high demand or low demand for donuts, meat pie, sandwich, Chapman, milkshake? Is there high demand?
Well, there's a high demand, although not every day is rosy. Some days I like the ones we make for the shop. There's some days we sell out even before closing time, while there's some days we have leftovers even at
So
closing
what do you do
times.
with the leftovers?
Well, I just distribute them to people around.
Okay. Because
Because we
someone is
always
watching.
make them fresh. So
Okay.
whenever we have leftovers, we just
So
distribute.
those are losses.
Yeah,
Okay, so there's gains and there's
there's
losses in the
losses.
business. So we'll be right back after a short break. Don't go nowhere. Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. We are still with the creative director of MelKreme. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Remember, we rise by lifting others. So we'd like to know, what are the biggest challenge you've gone through so far?
Well, for every endeavor, there are challenges, and for me, one of the challenges I've always had when I started initially was stocking ingredients. I Most of the things I needed, because for my recipe I stick to particular brands to get my results that would give me my desired results. And most of those brands I use are not readily available in my city, Yenagoa. So I was always having to order from Lagos. Probably the nearest place I would find would be Port Harcourt. And it was a challenge, as a small business, you have to order things, paying for way bill, extra cost and all that. That was a major challenge for me.
At these challenges, how were you able to manage them and still be successful?
Well, one of the things I did was to start looking for alternatives I could get locally. And so I started looking for other alternatives. Sometimes when I undergo classes online, I would have to ask my teacher, okay, I can't find this readily available. What can I use? So it helped me to reduce always getting things from outside. And then even for the ones that I can't compromise, I just go ahead and get it, because and then whatever cost implication I have, I put it in business and we'll do our costing.
Now, looking at MelKreme, I think you've actually made impact in Yenagoa, in Bayelsa State here in Nigeria. So how do you give back to the society? Are you into skill acquisition? Are you thinking about that?
Oh, well, I've thought about it because, of course, I learned from people, so I would also have to teach. Besides, people have been asking me if I do take classes and all, but I've turned down, not because I don't want to do. I started from my home kitchen. I started very small, and one of the constraints to accepting students has been space. I don't want to accept people to my home kitchen, so I intend on working on a space, a very comfortable space where we can have interns and then teach people as well.
Is it going to be free?
No, it's not going to be free.
Because here we educate, we entertain, we inform, we motivate, we do all about entrepreneurship, skill acquisition. We are giving back. So we would want to solicit that you give us just one space free, so that we know we're giving back to the society.
Okay, when we get to that point, of course, that's a very good idea, a very great step. And once we get to that point, I'll get back to you and then we'll see what we can do about
Thank
it.
you so much. So
Thank
you
you.
that is listening, you know you're interested in this. It's gonna be a debate because it's just one slot. So go to the comment section and type "I am interested." We'll surely get back to you. So what would be your advice to someone who wants to go into this business?
For someone who wants to do this, you have to make up your mind that this is what you want to do and be deliberate about it. Who give up nine lose, because if you don't require that you show up every day, whether you make sales or not, you show up the next day because someone else might be interested today to get your product. So you have to be consistent every day, show up, and then be open to learning.
You heard that, the three keywords: show up, learn, and learn. So that will be all for today's edition. But before I go, I want to say thank you to all my lovely subscribers. Thank you for believing in me. I am truly grateful. So until next time, love life, live life, and enjoy your life. I remain your host, Titi Atutale.